Hello, good morning, my people. I am here once again to talk about woodwork. Woodwork. Till I've done some video on woodwork, educating people how to do woodwork and how to identify woodwork of different aluminium, stone coated, and other types of woodwork. You see, woodwork is very, very important in building. Woodwork, roof is the beauty of a building, and woodwork contributes at least 85%. Woodwork determines 85% of the solidity and the appearance, beauty, maintenance in future of the roof that will be installed on that woodwork. Meaning that your woodwork is the priority of what all those roofing sheet, they don't have their own shape. They have their own specific shape. So when they are laid on a woodwork, so it depends on how your woodwork is laid. That is how the roof will appear when it has been installed on the woodwork. So you have to take note for the woodwork. I have done a lot of video, but I still see a lot of people are still making the same mistakes. Maybe I don't know if they are new people to my window, I don't know. But I'm still coming back to do another video for woodwork. Woodwork is very, very important. Well, from my experience, I think this is where people made a mistake. I've discussed a lot about getting quotation from carpenters if you don't have a roof plan. If you take 100 carpenters to your site, they'll be giving you different measurement, different quantity of each of the wood you're going to buy. Because those carpenters, they have experience. Some are new, some have more experience. Some, when they see a building, they know the type of woodwork that will fit that building. They know that type of woodwork. They will ask you question, what type of roof are you using? Some people, you just tell them you are using aluminium, they will just run and give you quotation of aluminium long span. They will not even ask you, are you using 0.45 or you are using 5.5, so that they will be able to consider this spacing, this polar spacing from the year to year. Because all those spacing, they are the one that will determine the beauty and durability of the roof that you install on this carcass. They will not ask. People, when they, one person called me last week, he said, I've not started my woodwork, but at least I've collected quotation from 7 carpenters. All of them are giving me exorbitant price. They are giving me huge cost. I said, oh God, that's not how they do it. You still want me to give you a carpenter that will go and give you another price again? You see, I've said a lot about this woodwork. When you don't have a roof plan that you are following, and you want to do a woodwork, first of all, get a carpenter that knows what he's doing. What you hold the carpenter only is his own labor cost. Buying of the wood is not his own job. He's not the one that is selling the wood. You don't even know price of the wood here vary, and quality of wood are vary from place to place. I know a client that I do roofing for in around Yanokpaja in Lagos. He went as far as Ore to buy wood. He went as far as Ore to buy wood. Everybody know where he wants to buy his own wood. The carpenter is just to give you the quantity of each of the wood you are buying. And if you see that those quantity are much, you can reduce it. Because you see some carpenter will do work at the site, they will have leftover. Some carpenter will do work, they will have shortage. Now, let's say you don't have a plan. A carpenter A come to your site and give you a quotation. Like, let's say you want to do a woodwork for 4-bedroom flat, a very big a standard 4-bedroom flat. And normally, a standard 4-bedroom, and asks you, let's say you want to use aluminum step tiles, 0.45. A standard 4-bedroom flat, at least the height is supposed to be like 12 feet above. A carpenter come, he gave you his own quotation. Like he assumed that, okay, let me do my own like 10 feet. He give his own quotation. His quotation is like, he just give you summary the cost of the wood, where he's buying his own. He give you everything. His labor cost, let's say 90,000 naira. Everything he gave you was 360,000 naira. Another carpenter that have experience that know that the woodwork of this house, because if you are using step ties 0.45, the woodwork of this house supposed to be like 12 feet above. He give his own quotation. His quotation is like 400 and something thousand. You now say that the quotation of this Mr. B is higher than that Mr. A. You just give the job to that Mr. A without even asking question. And when the person do a woodwork for you, he buy all this type of wood they use here now, and he do everything like this. He now want you to install step ties on this type of woodwork. You know that you have problem in future now, because you can see this wood are what they call solo. They are not thick enough. They are solo. They call it solo. They are not up to 2x3. They use this type of woodwork for you. When sun is hitting it now, linear expansivity will be applied, and you see, and the spacing are high. That one is giving you that one that give you lesser cut. Its own spacing is wide. This one that gives you accurate code, its own spacing is closer. You see, its own wood, its own quantity of wood that you will be quoting will be higher than that Mr. A. Because of you don't ask questions, you are just focused on the lower cost. You just give it to Mr. A. Mr. A will do a woodwork for you, and when you call any installer, any roofer, a roofer that don't have experience, just want to sell and install and go, they will just do the installation and go. Before few months now, few time now, before a year now, you start seeing your roof you will see some disfigure. You will see, even from the lane itself, sometimes you will see some aluminum, you will see some new house, you will see the lane very smooth. Everywhere will be very, very beautiful. And you see some house again, when they install aluminum, you see very rough. That roughage there, at least 80% of the roughage is come from the woodwork, and the remaining percentage come from the person that installed it. That's why you need, first of all, you need to get a good carpenter for your woodwork. And when you are buying aluminum, you need to before you start a woodwork, you need to know the thickness you are using. Either you are using 5.5 or 4.5. Like us, like we that have experience, we'll be able to advise you how your polar spacing will be. So polar spacing determine very well, and the height of the woodwork. You need to know the type of woodwork, the type of aluminum you want to use. Either you are using long span, either you are using step ties. So don't go for cheap. Ask question from why is your quotation higher than this? Why is the number of quantity of wood you are quoting for me is higher than this? He will tell you. And if you know that you're sure that his work is good, you can reduce, because according to what I say, some carpenter will give you quotation, they will have leftover at the site, while some will give you quotation, they will have higher, they will have shortage at the site. So let me say the carpenter is giving you to buy 300 2x3, and you think that is higher. Another person you can read you when you have asked him question. Okay, what is the height that you are taking the woodwork to? What do you want to use the polar spacing to be? Do you want to use 450? Do you want to use 400? When it's using shorter polar spacing, your house will be standard. It will be very, very beautiful, but you will use more wood. So when you ask those questions, you will not be able to castigate the client, the person that the carpenter is giving you too high. So on your own, when you go to the market, you follow carpenter to the market to buy wood, not giving carpenter money to go and buy wood. You follow them to carpenter. It will be okay. When you follow them there, they will be able to point the good wood that you are going to buy for you. They will be able to point that this one is good. But when you give them money, someone will go and buy like this kind of wood and install for you. So when you follow them good, they will be able to point a good woodwork for you. So anywhere he asks you to buy 300, you can reduce it to 250. Let him start to work with that one. You will see that later you are not going to buy more. Because when you give them money, they will, at least Nigeria now, they want to get money out of the money you give them. So that is how a lot of people do call different carpenters to their sites. Even the one that know how to do work, the one that don't know how to do work, the one that is just starting, the one that don't have experience. You just want to give your woodwork to a cheap one, the person that is giving you the lesser cost. So not time, every time is not the lesser cost. Check the carpenter if you know what he's doing. Watch my other video, you have discussed a lot about those things. So now, look at this one. It's a client, that client based in US. He called me that time that he wants to use, you can see this woodwork is made from Metcopo. The woman wants to use Metcopo. You can see what they do for her. Even a long span 0.45 will not be suitable for this kind of woodwork. So when we go there, we measure it. He was saying, I know from my mind that he gave this work to the person that gave him the cheapest quotation. So later on, the woman resulted in spending higher than what the first carpenter gave him, because they went to buy more wood, because this spacing is too high, and this wood, in fact, all the wood was shaking like this when we are measuring it. The woodwork the wood is not straight, they are not full wood, and the spacing are very wide for Metcopo. So they spend another 2 weeks again to gather money and buy more wood to reduce the spacing. So when they reduce it, it comes like this. So this is aluminum parapet. You can see that parapet also. All the wood are not straight. You can see all these places, they are not straight. So when they redo it, you just manage to do it. So they have reduced the spacing. You can see now it's now set for Metcopo now. So buy more wood. So again we have this. So this was now the final phase. See, when they reduce it, come to this. When they reduce it, come to this. The initial was this, and when we install it, we get this. You can see it come out, at least it tried, come out very well. So your woodwork determine. Focus on the woodwork that you are doing, not the cost. Know what you want. Tell your carpenter, advise them, this is what I want. This is what I want my woodwork to be. This house was done in Ikorodu. This is how I want my woodwork to be. This is what I want. Ask those questions so that they will not be doing rubbish for you. So that's what I want to discuss. If you need any kind of aluminium or stone coated, or you need quotation, you want to ask me for price, not giving me a house that you have not done the woodwork to be calculating from you from roof plan or calculating from dimension. If you want me to calculate from there, you're going to pay for service charge. But if you have your measurements, you have done your woodwork, you can send your measurement to my WhatsApp 081 233 98890 081 8907. So those are my number. You can send your measurement if your installer have given you your measurement for your woodwork done. You can send it to me. Let me give you various quotation. So you can also call me for asking of various price of aluminium. But if you want me to advise you further on how to go on your woodwork, you can refer to my other video, or you pay for service charge for me to give you quotation without anything. Quotation without, so that you have an idea of what you are going to spend. You have an idea of what, so those one require me to sit down and calculate, give it to my carpenter to do, give it to architecture to calculate. So it's not only me that handle those. So you are going to pay for service charge for that. But when you have done your woodwork, you can call us to go to your site. Just pay for little transport money. So we'll go to your site and give you quotation. When we give you quotation, if God say you are going to patronize us, fine. If God say you are going to buy from another place, fine. But always pursue quality. Quality roofing, quality installation, quality woodwork, not after money. There are, in fact, you will do something that will be giving you headache, but the differences between the quality and sometimes it's not even more than 20,000 naira, more than 20,000. Some people just select a carpenter. You can see the woodwork of what my carpenter just did for a client. Clean woodwork. Oh, I can't see the woodwork now. You can see this one. Look at the woodwork. Look at this woodwork with all this very clean woodwork. You can see. Everybody will know. My carpenter that did this one. I gave the man the carpenter's number and he contacted them. Gave this, look at clean woodwork. Thank you very much. I will still post another